Alrighty, everybody, welcome back. Sorry for the delay. Was having a little bit of issues in regards to the YouTube channel, but looks like everything is all set up. Um, but yeah, good evening or good morning, wherever you guys are watching from, as we always like to say. We are back here for our second race group of Monday night. So we are looking forward to this group. This is our Gnosis Division 1 group. Right before this group, we actually had our Tier 2 race here in Bahrain, and was actually a really good race as well. So feel free to look back on that video, give us a like and subscribe. Um, but yeah, as I mentioned, we are back here with our Gnosis Division 1 group, and one of our most high put standard group uh, from our four race groups. Um, In the commentators booth, you have Mila Rodri, and you also have Turtle Commander 7 joining in soon, our Gnosis Division admin, who usually joins in towards the end of qualifying, but he's always unpredictable for me, so I don't know. But he will be joining in soon. But we are absolutely looking forward to this race. This is round 1, our first race of the season here in Season 7, and boy, what a journey it's been. I mean, we started with this Gnosis group since season 1 and had a little bit of trouble filling the group in, but look at us now. We've have quite a majority of great, talented drivers who consistently join our races. But looking at the qualifying session, we have, if you're tuning in for the first time, we have an 18-minute qualifying session. Following this, we have a 50% race, so that will be 29 laps. And our first driver to cross the line is Apex in the McLaren, a 131.4, although PO7 crossing the line, putting in a 129.5. So PO7, who is reserving for today, but definitely putting his statement here for the grid. But yes, we do have a really good grid of drivers, a few of them returning for the season. A few of them debuting as full-time drivers, so we're looking forward to seeing that. So we did have drivers like Apex in the McLaren joining in as full-time. We also have Kema, who is back after a season break. And as I say that, Kema putting in a 127.9, a phenomenal lap time by him. And we also have our Gnosis Division 2 champion, Autron, who has just now put himself into second, although of course we still have a grand majority of the drivers still have yet to put a time in. But Autron, who has been promoted up into Division 1, rocking the pink V-carb, putting in a 128.8. So really nice time by him, getting past PO7. We also have OG Freed, rocking the white Red Bull. So loving the new liveries. So OG Freed, yeah, being promoted to the Red Bull team alongside his teammate MK7 Hitch. So MK7 Hitch, who is our 2-time Division 1 champion, looking to possibly secure a third, a hat trick of a championship. And we also have our Tier 1. If you're not aware, we also have a limited assist Tier 1, Moikuli, who actually races with no assist whatsoever. So, but unfortunately, our times are North American time. Moikuli, who is Finnish, racing at 3 a.m., I believe. But yeah, Moikuli putting himself up there at 127.4. Really good lap time by him. I do want to take a quick look at his qualifying in Tier 1. He struggled quite a bit. Actually, looks like Ricky Stanicki needs another invite, so let me just make sure I get him back into the session. See, this is why I did a little bit of a cleanse during the break, and yet I still have too many people on the list. There we go. Okay. All right, there we go. So yeah, Moikuli, who in Tier 1 put in a 127.3. So a 10th away from that. Still putting himself in a provisional pole at the moment. And unfortunately, during the race, struggled quite a bit. Only finished in 8th. Definitely was expecting a little bit higher in terms of our three-time champion in Tier 1. OG Freed crossing the line, putting himself into 6th, so 128.5, with DRS Maestro up there into 5th. And I did see Fate had also put himself there in the front row right next to Moipuli. And we do have a couple of our No Assist Division 2 drivers racing in as well, filling in as reserves. So DRS Maestro, Leader Leadbag, and actually I believe it's just those two. Looking to get some extra practice and preparation for their race. Leader Leadbag, who tends to likes to stay in the back. Just try to see what he needs to fix up on his setup and strategy. But we do have quite a few drivers who have yet to put in a lap time. Keeping an eye here on relativity. And Alex Cargo, who actually won Tier 1 on Saturday. So Alex, who put in for the qualifying session, had put in a 126.8. So definitely curious to know if he's able to put in the same time or even improve. And if that were the case, that would definitely put him on pole position. And it looks like a Scargoat has left the session as well, so oof, gotta look for everybody now. Let's see. I do apologize for the pause. But Relativity, who puts himself there in the top 10. It's a really good lap time from the Ferrari there. And so, as I mentioned, this is a new season, so it is a clean slate, as I mentioned in the other group. So, yeah, first race of the season, definitely the points are definitely going to matter. You never know if those points are going to be very important for the championship battle towards the end. Looks like our Manson getting out the way for the drivers behind them. But yeah, we definitely have quite a number of drivers who I am looking forward to seeing and who I think will definitely be in contention for the championship. So drivers like Moikuli, MK7 Hitch, I would even say Fate and Kema. So the top four that are currently sitting there in the qualifying definitely have plenty of potential. Alex Carugo, I would also mention as well, although he did give me a heart attack last season hitting the rear end of Mamu in Imola. Oh, and I do want to say Mamu, who also would be up there. Unfortunately, we do know this is home race for him. Hopefully, he did have to back out for this race, and we are hoping he is safe in terms of stuff that's going on. Looks like we have a collision up there in the line, at the line. Is that? Oh, looks like both of the drivers are going to disappear there. I do think, yeah, that was Relativity and Apex. I do see in the Discord chat Apex is apologizing there. But let's see, we do have our top two drivers currently putting in a lap time. So as I mentioned, if you're just tuning in right now at the moment, this is no assist. So all of our drivers relying purely on their talent of knowing the braking zones, of knowing every part of the track, knowing every limit of the car. And I see Apex really apologizing there to Relativity. And DRS Master saying I used to like him, but I don't. I don't know what you're talking about, sir. I always hype you up. If anything, I'm trying not to like you in terms of trying to make sure I don't jinx you, so I keep an eye away from you. You've already scolded me before for always commentators cursing you, so I'll keep the camera away from you, yeah? Let's see, we do have Fate, who appears to have improved on his lap. Here, going around the final corner, has to be cautious here. It's a very easy place to lose attraction, but he is going to put the throttle down well. Has used up pretty much all of his battery, and luckily has improved enough to steal provisional pole there from Moikuli, although Moikuli crossing the line right behind him, 127.1. So Moikuli definitely improves there on his qualifying lap compared to Tier 1. So really nice lap time there from Mikuli. But we do have our two-time Division 1 champion here, MK7 Hitch, now starting his lap. Getting through turn 4 there, now entering Sector 2. So very tricky area. Definitely heading later on into the race with overused tires. Those S's can be a little bit tricky in keeping it consistent. But MK7 Hitch looking really solid there. Now entering turn 10, which is one of the trickiest parts of the track. Does really well not to brake too late nor lock up there. So really nice braking from MK7 Hitch. Using that battery along with the DRS. And so, as I mentioned, this is Bahrain. So we have 15 corners. We have 6 left-handers, 9 right-handers. We do have 3 DRS zones, so plenty of opportunities for attacks here on this track. But we do have MK7 Hitch, who did look like he put in a purple second sector, but we'll keep an eye on that here as he enters the final corner and into the straight. Now about to cross the line, puts in a 127.6, so that does improve. Unfortunately, not enough to get past Fate and Moikuli on the grid. Ooh, looks like Alex sitting too long in the pit lane. Looks like the game has kicked him out. So let me see if I could get him back into the session. There you go. Alrighty, so looks like we don't have any of our top 10 drivers currently in our lap, although Ultron seems to be starting one soon. Looking at the back, Escargo going back into the pit lane. And it looks like we do have Ultron, who is looking to improve, so now starting on a lap, so we'll ride on board with him. So Ultron, who had a really amazing performance last season in Division 2, really well-deserved win. And let me just take a quick look. I do believe somebody pinged me on the chat. And Turtle Commander 7 asking if there's any EA problems. No, sir, there is not. Let me see if I can send him. So Turtle Commander 7, who is our Gnosis Division 1 admin, joining in for the commentary. And there you go. And let me send him an invite to the party. I do apologize. A little bit rusty since since this break. And unfortunately, I also have a lot of PlayStation friends as well, so now I gotta search him because he never appears online. Turtle. There you are. Okay. Alright, so it looks like Ultron had invalidated, so now entering back into the pit lane. We do have less than a minute and a half into the qualifying session. And I do believe Fate is going to be our first driver to cross the line soon to start a lap in regards to the top 3. MK7 Hitch retiring in the pit lane, having to settle for 3rd. And So Fate trying to get those heat into those tires. Looks like he's gonna wait for the final seconds to start the lap, especially considering he does have the McLaren right in front of him, so most likely trying to open up that gap to not get interfered by him. But we will be keeping an eye here on Fate and Moikuli to see which driver is able to steal that pole position, although I wouldn't even count out Kemma. But in terms of the constructors, it does look like the V-Carb team might actually be looking quite strong, along with the Alpines as well. Kemma in fourth, and Mini Tony currently holding 10th for the qualifying session. And Kemma, who actually does improve, manages to get past MK7 Hitch. And looks like Alex Cargo has managed to join back into the session, so unfortunately not enough time for him to put in a qualifying lap. But let's see, we do have Fate, who is finishing up here in Sector 2. We'll be able to see what he's able to improve on. And so Fate, who actually appears to be down on his lap time, but does put in a purple second sector. Looking here at Moikuli, also down on his time. Although you never know where else they can pick up that time in these final corners. Fate, who almost looked like he was going to lose the car, and looks like he is going to go... it looks like he's going to have to settle for second. Moikuli right behind him. And Moikuli looks to be entering back into the pit lane. And we do have Escargo, who he does go wide and unfortunately has to invalidate there. So that is going to have to be our final starting grid for this race. Hey, it looks like it's a Mercedes sandwich. Alrighty, so looks like, yeah, that is our starting grid. Yeah, very unfortunate for Alex considering Park Firm is off, so... oh, sorry, is on. So he can't even edit his setup if that's the case, if he didn't put it in. Alrighty, so going over the starting grid, we have Moikuli starting on pole position. Right next to him, we have Fate in the V-Carb. I do believe this is going to be an interesting start to the race. Kemma in third, MK7 Hitch fourth, Freed in fifth, Seyo sixth, PO7 in seventh, coincidentally, DRS Maestro eighth, Atron ninth, Mini Tony 10th, Aero in 11th, Armanton 12th, Relativity 13, Ricky Stenicki 14, Leader Leeback 15, Apex 16, Alex 17. Believe that was Frozen. I'm gonna have to take a quick look again. Yeah, you could definitely tell him how to practice. Sheesh. And yeah, Alex, if you did load up the setup and then got disconnected, it should still be there. So I don't think it should be a problem. Um, oh, Ricky Stenicki still always having those internet issues. Um, Yeah, it was Frozen in 18, Escargo in 19. So that is going to be our starting grid. Ricky Stenicki, I'll try to send you an invite to the lobby. Alrighty, yeah, there we go. Hopefully he doesn't have any issues later on into the race. But yeah, looking back into the race strategy. So it looks like Turtle Commander 7 having a little bit of technical issues as well. Uh, I'm working overtime. So as of right now, so just solo commentating. Uh, jeez. Ay, ay. But yeah, anyways, in terms of the race strategy, so one stop strategy works perfectly well. From what we have seen, we saw drivers. I'll mainly compare this group to Tier 1 with limited assist. Uh, we did have drivers start with the mediums, a few starting on the hard compounds. Uh, we did see drivers on the medium tires take them all the way to 12 laps. Earliest was 10 laps. And for our hard runners, we saw a few of them take it to lap 17. So, of course, anything can happen. Safety cars might even happen. We haven't had a safety car in the other two groups, although hopefully I'm not jinxing it. But then again, this is no assist. Ghosting is disabled. Damage is much higher than the other groups. Uh, so yeah, so just something to be careful. We do remind all of our drivers to remain sensible and careful in the first lap, especially the first turn. Um, just please be prepared to brake early, especially if you're behind traffic. And yeah, just make sure you have fun. So unfortunately, Ricky Stanicki, I don't think he's going to be able to take control of the car now. But yeah, that is going to be very unfortunate. He's going to have to, if you're watching in for the first time, they don't have formation lap on, so they'll be diving straight into the race. Uh, so that's why we always like to emphasize to be careful. And just a big reminder, stewards are much more strict in terms of turn one incidences. So just keep that in mind. Uh, you don't want to be in their books uh, for incidences. But yes, they do have the ready up. I'll take out the strategy for them to adjust anything last second to surprise their rivals. Alrighty, so we have 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and can Moikuli defend the position there? Why losing the sound a little bit there, but looks like Kemma looking to get the overtake done already on Fate, and looks like he has managed to get the overtake done, and looking to make a move as well on the inside. A little bit of a sandwich there with Kemma right in the middle, so looks like Kemma is going to get through safely. Moikuli losing that position. We'll get all this information up as well. I do see a couple of position changes happening in the back. So Frozen losing out quite a bit. I do see Seiyo as well dropping down 12 positions there. Not exactly sure what happened, but of course, if there's any incidences, then make sure you supply them to the stewards for review. Uh, Looking back at the grid, everybody remaining right close behind of each other. Kemma doing a phenomenal job to gain 2 positions there. MK7 Hitch as well gaining a position, having gotten past Fate. And looking at the back to see if anything has happened. Arrow as well gaining 3 positions. Ali's gaining 6 positions. So really good start from the Haas team. And looks like we have a little bit of a battle as well in the back. So Ricky Stanicki and Armanson going around the outside. Can he secure that position? Trying to defend, although Ricky Stanicki giving him a little bit of a challenge there. And both of them giving each other just enough space, being very cautious there. They are going to be on cold tires, so it's something to keep in mind in terms of battling. But we do have Alex Cargo, who's managed to get another overtake done, and that is on relativity. So Alex Cargo up 7 positions up into piece 10. And up in the front, we have a little bit of a battle between the top 3. So MK7 Hitch looking to have attempted a move on the inside, not able to secure that position. Kema now under pressure from Moikuli, so we are going to have DRS enabled now. And Alex Cargo, going a little bit deep there. Trying to make some money moves. Alex Cargo, a man on a mission, trying to get those overtakes done. Looking at the tire strategies, we do have Atron. We have looks like the grand majority of our drivers having started on medium tires. We do have quite a mix of soft runners, so that is MK7 Hitch, DRS Maestro, Atron, and leader Leebag having started on the softs. Ricky Stinicki as well. Apex as well, although I do think he entered the pit lane, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, yeah, he has entered the pit, so it has switched over to a fresh set of soft tires. And Makuli going a tad bit wide right there, but still maintaining right behind of Kemma. He is going to have the DRS to defend, although MK7 Hitch is just sniffing the rear. But looks like Makuli is going to be the first to make the attack, and MK7 Hitch following right behind as well. So Kemma unfortunately losing 2 positions there. MK7 Hitch with the fresh set of soft tires, definitely in a good position for the attack. Unfortunately, if there is no safety car, then that is going to be a bit of a struggle afterwards. Looks like we have DRS Maestro and OG Freed as well, having a little bit of a battle. Freed maintaining right ahead of DRS Maestro. Ooh, an arrow missing his braking point there in avoiding PO7 having gone wide. So Alex Cargo now looking to get the overtake done, and he has gotten it. So Alex Cargo up into 8th now. And so Alex up 9 positions. A really good attack by him in these first opening 3 laps. Ooh, it looks like we do have Freed, who has gone wide as well. DRS Maestro right behind him with the DRS, although up in the front looks like Fate has managed to get the overtake done on Kemma. So Fate, well, Kemma actually losing 3 positions there in these last 3 laps. Ooh, it looks like we do have Freed losing positions as well. So Freed, who was up there battling it out with DRS Maestro, now having dropped down to 7th. Not a major position loss, although did I just see a little bit of debris fall out from his car? Not exactly sure. Yes, actually, he is missing his left end plate, and boy, that's going to be a struggle there on the sector 2, there on the S's. And now he is under pressure by Alex Cargo. So Alex, who's going to have to be quite conscious here, tailing behind of driver with wing damage. MK7 Hitch now picking up a 3-second penalty, and with how close the top 4 are being, that is most likely going to hurt him there at the end. But Alex Cargo looking to get a move on the inside, and can he make this this move stick? And looks like Freed isn't exactly going to battle it, considering he does have that wing damage. So Alex Cargo up 10 positions there. Up ahead, we do have MK7 Hitch right on the back of Moikuli with the DRS, although has used the majority of his battery, and so not close enough to get any attack done there. It looks like we do have 2 drivers who have... Ooh, actually, Alex Cargo picking up a 10-second penalty there for cutting the corner. And not exactly sure what happened there. It is going to be a bit unfortunate, considering he's going to have to serve that penalty in the next pit stop. But I was switching over to see Atron and Freed enter the pit lane. I was curious to know if Atron had picked up any damage. Alrighty, but we have quite a few gaps closing in. So our Manson right on the back of leader Leebag. So keeping an eye on them. I have noticed that Escargo has actually climbed up a couple of positions there as well. So up 6 positions. So Escargo, who started in 19th, having moved up and made some money moves up into 13th at the moment. And it looks like up in the front, MK7 Hitch has now taken the lead from Moikuli, although he does have that 3-second penalty. In the mid-pack, we have our Manson closing in on the back of Leader Leadbag. And so Leader Leadbag not able to defend a position there, and so is going to lose that to our Manson, who actually outbreaks himself and unfortunately goes off into the off the track. And a little bit of yeah, just make sure to be cautious when you're joining back into the onto the track. Uh, very close call there for relativity. And so in our top 5, we do have MK7 Hitch and DRS Maestro having started on soft tires. So those tires are definitely going to be wearing out very soon. PO7 right on the back of DRS Maestro, Moikuli right on the back of MK7 Hitch. And it looks like in the mid-pack, we have a little bit of a battle as well between Relativity and Leader Leadbag. Looks like Leader Leadbag looking to... Actually, looks like he's going to back out of that, so Ricky Stanicki is going to remain ahead. Leader Leadbag does have Relativity right on him to put in a little bit of pressure, and Alex Cargo, who looked to have had that little incident as well, having picked up that 10-second penalty, getting the overtake done on those two, does have Ricky Stanicki right on his sight, and actually picks up a 3-second penalty there for multiple warnings, so that is gutting for him as he gets the overtake done on the kick Sauber. So Alex Cargo having gained quite a number of positions, unfortunately having 13 seconds of penalties there. Looks like we do have a couple of switch arounds. It looks like Seo having lost a couple of positions there in Sector 1. Not exactly sure what happened there, but keeping an eye on the top 4, we do have Moikuli right on the back of MK7. Hitch is going to remain right behind of the Red Bull. Not looking to make an attack yet. Relativity picking up a 3-second penalty. And so we have our groups, right? We have our top 4. MK7 Hitch, Moikuli, Fate, and Kema, who are honestly the top 4 I was expecting to see battle it out in the title. And we also have a little bit of a battle there between Alex Kurgo all the way down to, well, looks like Ricky Stanicki. But looks like Moikuli is going to be looking to get the move done on the inside here of MK7 Hitch. A little bit of contact, but no harm, no foul. Looks like MK7's car still intact, but losing that position to Moikuli. So Moikuli regaining that race lead. And I do see DRS Maestro has also entered the pit lane. So considering he did start on those soft tires, not surprised he has opted to pit now. MK7 Hitch, I wouldn't be surprised if he decides to pit at the end of this lap, or unless he wants to try taking those soft tires a couple more laps. Let's see, we do have Kema right on the tail of Fate. Did have the DRS, unfortunately, looks like he was going to, actually looks like he chose to back out of that, waiting for the next DRS straight. And we have a couple of close battles in the mid-pack still going on. So Ricky Stanicki right with Relativity on his tail. Or Ricky Stanicki on Relativity's tail. But Ricky Stanicki does have those 7-lap-old soft tires, so that is going to be a bit of a struggle trying to get an attack on the Ferrari. And looks like up ahead, MK7 Hitch and Moikuli still battling it out. So we'll stay on board with these two. MK7 Hitch is going to have the DRS here on Moikuli. And is he going to make a move here on the inside? Locks up a little bit, but looks like unfortunately not able to get a move there. And I did see we had yellow flags. That might have been from... I'm actually not exactly sure where that's coming from, considering there's no car on the yellow flag section. But anyways, looking back onto our top four drivers, still remaining right behind of each other. Kema with a comfortable gap ahead of PO7 of over 7.5 seconds. Oh, looks like we have another driver joining in the penalty party. So Freed picking up a 3-second penalty. I do believe he already had a penalty. Actually, no, it looks like no, he did not. So Freed, unfortunately, picking up a 3-second penalty. MK7 Hitch now choosing to pit. So Fate now with the clean air. Can use this as an opportunity to try closing in on the back of Moikuli. But looking at the gaps behind, we do have Ricky Saniki, who most likely will be pitting in. Well, actually, it looks like now he's going to take a little bit further those tires. And so MK7 Hitch is going to come out right ahead of Relativity. And we do have Frozen looking to get an attack here on the inside on DRS Maestro. So DRS Maestro unable to defend that. And so Frozen moving up into 13th. And looks like he did actually have to pit in lap 3. So curious to know what exactly happened to him. But it is tricky being fast and starting from the back. Although Alex Cargo proving it could work out. And so Fate now within less than a second behind of the Mercedes of Moikuli. Has pretty much used up all his battery. Unfortunately, doesn't look like he's going to be close enough to get the overtake there. But he does have Kema right on the back of him, less than half a second there. And in the back, we also have, I just see we have MK7 Hitch on the back of Seo, but we also have Mini Tony right on the tail of Escargot. I do believe MK7 Hitch is going to be the first one to get the overtake done. He does manage to get that done. Not surprising with the fresh set of tires. Looking back here, Mini Tony not close enough to get the overtake, but looks like has Frozen approach him to get the overtake done, and it looks like that may have thrown off Mini Tony a little bit of a wiggle. But Frozen looking to go for another one. So Frozen there on the outside, a little bit of contact there between Frozen and Escargot. Where Frozen gaining the position there up into 10th. Escargot struggling a little bit there in Sector 2. Doesn't look like he's picked up any damage. It does lose that position to Mini Tony. Ooh, and DRS Maestro right on his tail. So DRS Maestro with the 3-lap-old mediums gets the overtake down on Escargot, who has 10-lap-old mediums on his car. And up ahead, we do have Moikuli and Fate now entering the pit lane. Kema, who is still out currently with 11-lap-old mediums. So Moikuli switching over to the hard compounds. Fate as well, opting for the one-stop strategy. Did want to take a look at how many drivers. Apex actually having the most stops of 2. Well, it looks like MK7 Hitch manages to stay ahead of Moikuli there. Although Moikuli is going to have the DRS, has plenty of battery there to use, although it looks like MK7 Hitch trying to defend that position. A little bit of contact there between the two drivers, but don't think that had any impact on MK7 Hitch's car. Looks like his end plate's still intact. And so we do have quite a few drivers who have yet to pit, so we will wait a little bit before looking at the position changes to see who has had the better luck throughout this race. And looks like Kema has now entered the pit lane, so curious to know where he's going to come out. Take a quick look at him. He does have Moikuli, MK7 Hitch, and Fate now rounding around the final corner there of this lap, of that lap. And I do believe Kema's going to come out right behind of Fate. As we can see, both of them, or all three of them, passing through. Although, yeah, looks like, yeah, he is going to come out behind of Fate. Moikuli and MK7 Hitch having a little bit of a battle here. And MK7 Hitch, Jesus Christ, going sideways, and Moikuli, we'll take a look at that afterwards. I do believe one of them picked up some damage there. And I think that may have actually been Moikuli. So just remember, if there's any incidences, then please just report it. Don't take any action on the track. We'll let the stewards review and decide what is the outcome. But looks like Moikuli has picked up some end plate damage there. And Alex, victim of the penalties today. Man, luckily he did have to serve that he did get rid of that 10-second penalty. Unfortunately, did lose that time. Looks like Moikuli is going to let all the drivers through. And is most likely going to have to pit, considering he is letting all the drivers through. And he is curious to know if he's going to retire from the session, but very unfortunate there for Moikuli. Not exactly sure what happened between those two drivers, but we have seen hard racing. Apparently, Bahrain brings out quite a lot of hard racing. We did see that in tier 1. Jeez. Let's see, we do have Frozen, who has managed to climb up quite a number of positions despite having to pit early. Now right on the tail of MK7 Hitch. So with 7 lap older tires, Frozen remaining right behind, less than a second. So curious to know if he's going to be able to make a move. And looks like we do have our Manson having joined in as well, picking up a 3-second penalty. And looking, oh, Mini Tony pick up a 3-second penalty. So if I'm not mistaken, Mini Tony actually mentioned to me before this race, he said he hasn't been able to do a practice race here without picking up less. I'm sorry, without picking up less than 6 seconds of penalties. So looks like he has a little bit of his own challenge to take. Let's see, we do have Frozen in the Ferrari here, reserving right on the back of MK7 Hitch. Ooh, was a little bit deep there, but still maintaining right behind of the Red Bull. Does have the DRS and is going to have the battery to use. And it looks like he's going to get that overtake done nice and easily. Kema with a comfortable gap of over 5 seconds ahead of Frozen. And I don't think, doesn't look like MK7 Hitch has picked up any damage. So very unfortunate for him, losing a bit of time there behind of Kema. after that incident with Moikuli. Moikuli, who has pit and looks like he hasn't retired from the session, is currently sitting in 17th. And it looks like we do have the other Red Bull in his own battle as well. So Freed getting past Seiyo. Ooh, going a little bit deep there, and looks like that's not going to have give any advantage there to Seiyo. And so we only have one driver who has yet to pit. That is Mini Tony in the Alpine, sitting currently in 6th. Looks like the majority of our drivers have pit. Some of them, unfortunately, having pit much earlier than they wanted to, most likely. But looking at the position changes, we do have Frozen, who is up 16 positions, which honestly isn't surprising, considering his pace. We do have a couple of drivers as well. Alex Caro go up 6 positions, which honestly I think would have been more, despite that, if it had not been for that 10-second penalty. Let's see, we do have Frozen, who is now pitting, considering he did have to pit earlier for those hard compounds. Now switching over to a set of softs. And looks like he's going to retire. And honestly, he should have just done that when he entered the pit lane, if he knew he was going to retire. As his Ferrari is going to be exiting the pit lane, and luckily doesn't have any interference with the drivers ahead of him. We do have Alex Caro looking to get a 2-for-1 special, maybe. Looks like Alex Caro trying to look for that gap. Unfortunately, not available there, but it looks like Seiyo. Oof, I wouldn't go 3 wide in this section of the track. Jeez, looks like Seiyo's going to back out of that. Ooh, a little bit of contact there, and ooh, it looks like we do have Fate joining in as well. So Fate, who I didn't notice, actually pit another time. I do wonder if he was affected by that incident between Moikuli and MK7 Hitch. Does have a bit of work cut out for him, but does manage to get the overtake done on Seiyo. Ooh, and looks like looks like Frozen's incident was that he meant to put the hard compounds, unfortunately, in the game, putting him on a set of softs. So yeah, very unfortunate for him. Jeez. Ooh, it looks like we do have Fate trying to get a move there on the inside. Alex Caro looking for a switchback. No, is going to remain right behind of Freed and Fate. And Alex Caro trying to take the grass, which honestly isn't the most wisest of moves. And I do think that was a little bit of contact there with Freed, and that was a little bit of a risk, I will say. And so unfortunately, Alex going off the track right there, and so Freed and Seiyo getting right through. I think, is that Fate who got impacted by Alex? I'm not exactly sure, but we'll take a quick look at that afterwards. Just a big reminder to the drivers, just keep an eye on your red arrows, please, and know when the gap is available. Jesus. And looks like we do have Relativity picking up a 3-second penalty there. Moikuli retiring in the pit lane. Very tough position for him. And so it looks like we have a lot of penalties coming out. Jeez. We have Relativity pick up another 3 seconds. That's 6 seconds in total. I do believe we had someone else pick one up. Can't exactly recall who, although Seiyo toying a little bit there with the corner cutting. Well, looks like our closest battle at the moment, we do have Mini Tony entering the pit lane, so getting overtaken there. We do have Seiyo right on the back of the Red Bull of Freed. And even Seiyo, even without the much battery to use, manages to get himself alongside. Unfortunately, he does back out a bit there. He does have the extra opportunity here to try attempting another tackle, though a little bit of a wiggle there on the exit. And looks like I do see Alex has spun out. Has to be cautious here to not affect anybody on the track. Does well to get back onto the track safely. And we do have Fate, who has retired in the pit lane, if I'm not mistaken. And looks like that is going to be a virtual safety car. That is not going to be a safety car. And I do think Alex has picked up wing damage. Yes, pulling up the Voldemort look. Unfortunately, no wing. And is going to have to pit. And actually looks like the safety car has come out. So this is going to be a full safety car. I do see the yellow dot now appearing on the track. And so we do have the majority of our drivers opting to pit now. We do have 10 laps, or 11 laps remaining, including this one. So Kemma and MK7 Hitch switching onto a fresh set of mediums, PO7 with a fresh set of hard compounds. And DRS Maestro staying out with the hard compounds as well. So it looks like this actually paid off for DRS Maestro, who has done 2 pit stops already. Did go for the 2 stop. And so we are going to have those 3 laps of under safety car. So we will be waiting for the majority of our drivers to catch up to the rest of the group. This is definitely going to help a couple of our drivers in the back to catch up. Ooh, and we do have leader lead by picking up a 10-second penalty there for speeding in the pit lane. So that's very gutting. Hopefully we don't see that in the Division 2. Alrighty, so looking back once again to our position changes. So our top 7 having gotten those moves done. From 3rd with PO7, DRS Maestro, Ultron, Mini, Tony, Arrow with those 4 position gains. Kemma and Hitch with those 2 position gains. Quite really impressive racing from those 7 drivers. Ricky Stanicki up 4 positions, which I'm surprised considering he was having those technical difficulties with his internet. So I'm actually surprised he's remained in the session. Jeez. But well done from Ricky Stanicki. Alex Cargo, who was up 5 positions, has been caught up a little bit with the traffic and also with the 10-second penalty. And so 2 seasons ago, fun fact, we did have Kemma, who was the championship runner-up behind of MK7 Hitch in his first championship win. So Kemma, yeah, I'm not surprised that he's up there giving a little bit of a battle. Um, the safety car definitely doesn't help. So he did have quite a bit of a comfortable gap ahead of the Red Bull of MK7 Hitch, but hey, Kemma definitely does have the pace. In terms of the constructors, this is going to be some really good points for the Alpine team. Hopefully, I don't jinx them here on these final laps. But yes, definitely good points for the Alpine if it stays like this, or if Mini Tony even improves a little bit there on the positions. And also good points for the Red Bull team as well, MK7 Hitch and Freed. So Freed, who is debuting here as a full-time driver for this season, putting himself in a really good position in the top 10. And I did want to give a little bit of a shout out to another team that unfortunately both of them aren't here. Dismal and Mamu, who are both full-time drivers in the Aston Martin. Honestly, I think that is a very strong team. Uh, Sad that they are not here today, but hopefully we do see them next week in Texas. Both of them, I think, are really good drivers. And so we do have a safety car coming in this lap. Kemma, our leader at the moment, is going to give the safety car a little bit of time to enter the pit lane. Of course, you don't want to set off too early because if that's the case, then the game is going to slow you down automatically. So Kemma giving the safety car enough time, warming up those tires. And he does have MK7 Hitch right behind him with the 3-second penalty. Of course, you never know if the drivers are able uh, to appeal those penalties, but until then, you just find out until after the race. And so Kemma is off, manages to remain ahead of MK7 Hitch. It looks like all the drivers remaining right behind of each other. I do see a little bit of a gap closing there on between Aero and Mini Tony. And although it looks like Freed looking to make a move there on the outside, unfortunately, it looks like that's not going to play through. So Aero is going to remain ahead of the Red Bull. But we do have Seo looking to make a move there on the inside. And so Seo giving both of them giving each other just enough space. About to go side by side here in Sector 2. And nicely done between both of these drivers to give each other just enough space. Ricky Stanicki possibly looking to make a move on the inside, although it looks like he's going to back out of that. Although Ricky Stanicki is going to get overtaken there by Alex, who gets the position there as well. Although Ricky Stanicki with a late break but remains right behind of Alex Carrego. Almost put himself in a really good position there, though. And so we do have quite a number of drivers with penalties. Ooh, DRS Maestro going a tad bit wide right there. We are going to have a DRS enabled here on this next lap, and Kemma did pick up the fastest lap as well, a 1:30.4. If you're watching for the first time, they do get those extra 2 points if they have the fastest lap in the top 10. And it looks like Aero getting the overtake done on Freed, although Freed is going to have the DRS here. Is he going to use that battery? But it looks like he's going to remain right behind of the Aston Martin, although no, a little bit of contact there between the, a little bit of a risky move there. But both of them going through nice and easily. Don't think he has any damage. No, it doesn't look like he does not have any damage. Although Aero going a bit wide right there off the track, and so Freed is going to gain that position. And so Kemba with a really good gap of over 2 seconds ahead of MK7 Hitch. MK7 Hitch has actually managed to pull out PO7 from the 3-second penalty there. PO7, I don't want to jinx him, but this might actually be his first ever podium. Uh, oh, I do see we have a yellow flags, and I do believe that is Seo, who has gone off track, does have his teammate coming up right behind him. And I do think Seo may have picked up a bit of damage. I do think he went into the wall, and he did. So unfortunately, Seo picking up that missing right end plate. But up ahead, Atron has managed to get past DRS Maestros, the two South African drivers from Division 2. Looks like we have a little bit of back and forth here between Alex and Aero, and looks like Alex does have that missing left end plate. And also does have that 6-second penalty, so if Aero is going to keep it safe, I mean, he does have the drivers ahead of him with the penalties. If he can keep it close to them, he can gain a couple positions there at the end. But we do have PO7 who has Altron right on the back of him, although PO7 in a good position considering he does have MK7 Hitch ahead of him and Altron behind him with the 3 seconds, although as I mentioned, of course, you don't know if they can appeal it. So it is fair game. But I will say that safety car really helped out quite a number of drivers. So Altron, DRS Maestro, Mini Tony, and Freed in a good position because of that safety car. And so we do have 5 laps remaining, including this one, and has been quite a close battle between majority of the grid. Ooh, and DRS Maestro going a bit off track. I do wonder if he's on the tail of penalties. And I know he's listening, so that's why I say it. And so we have a little bit of a DRS train here between PO7 down to Freed, although we do have Alex Cargo closing in on the back of the Red Bull as well. MK7 Hitch picking up another 3-second penalty. And so PO7 just within that range can definitely secure even a P2. But he does have Altron right behind him on his tail. Altron is going to have the DRS here to try going for an attack. And he is closing in right on the back of the Williams. And looks like Altron's going to go around the outside as PO7 tries to defend that inside. But PO7 remaining right ahead of Altron. A really good defense from PO7, but also a really good attack from Altron. And is Altron going to try going around for a switchback? And a really nice position there from Altron. Although PO7 not giving it up. Honestly, that would have been a really nice attempt there from the V-Carb of Altron. Well, a little bit of a lockup there as he has DRS Maestro right on his tail. Yeah, it looks like DRS, you're going to be moving up to this group. And so yeah, it looks like the DRS train has extended. So as I mentioned, it is starting from PO7, now joining with Alex all the way to P8. So as we can see the line of cars. And so Atron right on the back of PO7. Can he try going for another attack here? Looks like DRS Maestro isn't going to be close enough to get a move done on Atron. But Atron looking for that sniff on the inside. Unfortunately, that gap is going to close quickly and up behind. Looks like no movements happening there. And so looks like PO7 is trying to get Atron out of his DRS range, and looks like he has managed to do so. Although Atron, as we have seen in Division 2, is a master in saving up and building up the ERS. But MK7 Hitch, who did have that 6-second penalty, has put out PO7 now from that gap. So PO7, who is 8 seconds behind of MK7 Hitch. So PO7 having to defend that final podium place for an extra 2 laps here, for the last 2 laps here. Boy, that is DRS Maestro with a little bit of a lockup there, and that is contact with Atron. And DRS Maestro. Yep. And geez, giving me a hard time. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, DRS Maestro with the lockup there, and luckily nothing too serious there with Atron, but Atron is going to lose a little bit of time there behind of PO7. Mini Tony right on the back of DRS Maestro. But I am curious to know if Mini Tony is going to try going for the move here sometime soon in these final laps. And they also go, he's pulling on DRS Maestro, getting really close to the back of, to the rear of the driver ahead. And looking at the penalties, Ricky Stanicki picking up another 3-second penalty, so that's 9 seconds in total. Looking at the penalties as they finish up here the penultimate lap of the race, we have Atron, who does have that 3-second penalty, so DRS Maestro looking to gain a position there, but as I say, that goes a tad bit wide. Mini Tony not close enough to use that to his advantage. But looks like Alex Cargo has managed to get the overtake done on Freed. Now looking to get an attack there on Mini Tony, but Alex does have that 6-second penalty. It looks like Freed actually getting the attack done on the Haas, and so gaining the position there. And up in the back, we also did have our Manson getting the overtake done on Arrow, although our Manson does have that 3-second penalty as well. And I do believe Arrow might be within the 6 seconds of Alex Cargo as well. So Arrow with a possible extra 2 position gain there. And so we are currently on the final lap of the race. We have Kema, who looks to be our race winner. Has to make sure he keeps it consistent here on these final laps. MK7 Hitch, who has been consistent throughout the race as well, but unfortunately not in terms of keeping the car away from track limit penalties. And Alex Cargo picking up another 3 seconds, so that's 9 seconds in total. Kema's going to cross the line, gets the win. MK7 Hitch is going to get the 2nd place as well. But PO7, who has been a veteran here in ERA for, I'm pretty sure, the 2nd season. It could have even been the 1st season. I could be wrong, but PO7 in his 1st ever podium, if I'm not mistaken, here in ERA. Big congratulations to him. DRS Maestro, who is well, did a phenomenal job. Gave me a little bit of a heart attack there with the close call with Trump, but honestly, a really good uh, performance by him. And looks like that is going to be our final results for round one. And very action packed. Very sucks that Turtle Commander 7 was able to join in. Uh, but yeah, it was a really good race. Looking forward to seeing next week. So going over the final grid, we do have Kema with the win, as well as picking up the 2 extra points for the fastest lap. 130.4, really great time by him. Sharing the podium, we have MK7 Hitch, PO7, who, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's his first podium. I gotta look at the Discord chat. I'll take a look afterwards because I'm pretty sure the timer is about to go. As yeah, he asks, does that count as his first podium? Yes, even if you are reserved, that is your first podium. From P4, we have DRS Maestro, Atron in 5th, Mini Tony 6th. Well done to these three. Aerodina in 7th, Freed in 8th, Armanson 9th, Alice Cargo 10th, Leader Lebag 11th, Relativity 12th, Escargo 13, Apex 14, Ricky Stanicki 15, Seo, well, our DNF, Seo, Fate, Moikuli, and Frozen. Um, yeah, unfortunately, yeah, not having a good race for themselves, but we do hope they have a much better race next week in Texas, as I mentioned earlier. Um, but yeah, it was a really good race. A couple of questionable moves, I will say personally. But of course, as a spectators, we only have a certain view of the incidences. So if you feel that an incident needs to be reviewed, then please uh, send them to the stewards channel. That way, stewards can look at it and decide the outcome to it. Um, yeah, honestly, big congratulations to our podium runners. DRS Maestro, hella questionable moves by him. No, honestly, you did really good, DRS Maestro. I'm about to move you up here. Um, because you're lying out of your ass if you're saying you don't belong here. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I know you have quite the competition in Division 2, so El Capitan, I'm pretty sure is going to give you quite a bit of the battle, um, along with Infant Eater and MJW. I can list a ton. Uh, but anyways, yes, we do have our Gnosis Division 2 group in on Wednesday. Uh, should be a really good group. We're definitely looking forward to that. And yeah, big congratulations to our podium runners, as I mentioned before, and as well as our finishers. So, of course, the points matter in this group or in this league from first all the way to the last, as long as you cross the line or finish a certain number of certain percentage of the race. You do get those points, and so yeah, definitely. You don't know if those are going to be important towards the end. Uh, big congratulations once again, and we do want to give a little bit of a thanks to our viewers as well for keeping for keeping watch on these races. Make sure you give us a like and subscribe. Give us give us tired commentators a little bit of a thumbs up. Jeez, I'm already ready for bed. Um, but yes, thank you once again, and we'll catch you guys on the next race.